My name is Dr. Sarah Khan, and the first time I intubated a patient alone, a stranger in the waiting room prayed for me. The first time I saw my own medical degree, it was in a Facebook photo posted by a man who just told his whole family I'd ruined his son's future. The photo was a screenshot from my trust's website, my smiling headshot. My name, Dr. Sarah Khan, M's, Merck circled in red with a caption. This woman refused to record my son as British NHS doctor or border guard. The man was my ex-husband. Welcome to Quiet Storm Stories. Hospital edition, where the woman in the white coat finds out her own immigration story is being used as ammunition against her. If you've ever thought getting the degree, the job, the passport would finally make you bulletproof in your own family, you already know how this ends. Let me take you back. I'm 33, an internal medicine registrar in a big NHS hospital in Birmingham. Long nights, short breaks, too much caffeine. If you've been on a medical ward at a you've probably walked past some version of me. I arrived in the UK at 9 years old from Karachi with a suitcase, a school uniform 2 sizes too big, and 1 sentence in English. My name is Sarah. I learned the rest fast, because kids do. By 16, I had a Midlands accent, 11 stars at GS, and a place at medical school on the horizon. I also had a permanent low-level hum of anxiety about paperwork, visas, home office letters, leave to remain stamps. My parents handed me every envelope that came in brown, and I became the in-house immigration caseworker before I could drive. We need your clever brain, Beatty, my mother would say, sliding forms towards me. You understand these things. I understood only this. One wrong tick in the wrong box, and everything we'd built could be undone. We got indefinite leave to remain the year I started university. British passports followed when I was a second year. My father took us to the post office like a pilgrimage. For the first time in my life, I breathed without hearing the scrape of a bureaucratic chair in the next room. I met Adam in my foundation year. He was a surgical F1, the stereotype. Too confident, too handsome, too sure he'd be a consultant by 35, blonde, blue-eyed, home counties. The kind of man my teenage self had decided would never look twice at a girl who still called her grandparents Abu and Ammi on the phone. He did. He liked my work ethic, my dark sarcasm, my cooking. I liked the way he treated my immigrant backstory like a cool anecdote, not a stain. My girlfriend outran the home office and med school at the same time, he'd say to friends. Half joking, half proud. My parents were wary at first. Then there was a grand engagement party, a nikah, and a registry office ceremony. And suddenly the words mixed marriage were being whispered at both mosques and golf clubs with equal fascination and disapproval. We rented a little flat together, stacked 2 rota-heavy lives on top of each other, and called it marriage. The cracks were small at first. Snaggy little comments. You don't have to be so obsessed with documents anymore, he'd say, when I triplegicked our tenancy agreement. This is Britain. Things work. When Brexit happened, I sat on the sofa with chest tightness watching pundits talk about taking back control. Adam said, it won't affect you. You're already in the club, but old reflexes don't die. My parents started calling again with questions about EU settlement forms for friends, about new rules. The hum came back into my chest. The baby was supposed to fix everything. He arrived screaming one foggy January morning. Tiny, furious, perfect. We named him Izapare. My choice. Adam's grudging acceptance. As long as my mum can pronounce it, on the birth certificate. In the registrar's office, there was a small drama that should have warned me. Father's nationality? The registrar asked Adam. British. Mother's nationality? I hesitated. British, I said. My passport said so. My accent. My tax code. Adam, half under his breath, chuckled. Technically Pakistani as well, aren't you? He said. Dual something or other. The registrar looked at me. Pen hovering. I said nothing. She ticked British. It was such a nothing moment. A flick of ink. A shrug. 4 years later, that box would be a grenade. Marriage with 2 junior Dr. Rhodas and a colicky baby is not cute. We drifted, fought, always about nothing and everything at once. Childcare, my parents' visits, his mother's constant comments about your side of the family and our traditions. He didn't like that I corrected relatives who called Isa mixed race like it was a breed. He's just our son. I'd say, he's Isapare. He didn't like that I insisted on putting Isa down as white and Asian on nursery forms. Why does it matter? He'd snap. Why are you always making it about race? I'd stare at him, at his skin that has never been stopped at a border, and think, you really don't see it, do you? The final straw wasn't violent. It wasn't cinematic. It was a spreadsheet. One evening, while Isa slept and the dirty dishes towered, I noticed a series of £600 payments leaving our joint account every month to Credit Services Limited. I assumed it was my student loans. We'd agreed to overpay mine while his were on a different scheme. When I clicked through the details, the loan holder's name was Adam Hart. Purpose: car purchase. Date: 3 months after Isa was born. The car outside was a top-off-the-range BMW. I had been told his parents helped him with it. Apparently help meant, your wife gives up maternity leave. We separated 6 months later. The divorce was tedious and bureaucratic and heartbreakingly mundane. No dramatic cheating, just 1,000 paper cuts of contempt, financial resentment, and quiet racism that had sharpened over time. Your family only got here because this country was generous, he said once. In an argument about Isa tax wrappers, of all things. Don't act like you're owed anything more. We shared custody of Isa 50/50ths, week on, week off. I bent my road around nursery drop-offs and court dates. I thought the worst was over. Then I had to try to renew my son's passport. You wouldn't think in 2024, in the UK, that this would be the battleground. But here we are. Isa's passport was due to expire before our booked trip to see my grandparents in Pakistan. My parents were beside themselves at the thought of finally meeting him as more than a WhatsApp blur. I filled in the child renewal form. Name: Isa Hart. Place of birth: Birmingham. Then the question: is the child a British citizen? I ticked yes. Had either parent been born outside the UK? Yes. Me. Place of my birth: Karachi. The online form pinged up a guidance note. If one or both parents were born abroad, you may need to provide additional evidence of your child's citizenship. I uploaded everything: my British passport, my parents' naturalization certificates, my indefinite leave to remain, Adam's British birth certificate. At the end was the parent declaration, to be countersigned by both of us. I signed and posted it to Adam with a note, trying to keep it civil. Please sign and return ASAP so we can get Isa's passport renewed in time for summer. 3 days later, I got a PDF in my email. Scanned copy of the form, my signature at the bottom where I'd put it, Adam's signature, scratched out, above it, in all caps in blue pen. He'd written, I cannot confirm child's citizenship status. Mother is Pakistani born. Child may not be fully British. My brain did that thing it does in recess when the monitor goes wild. It narrowed. I rang him. What is this? I demanded. He sounded offended. I'm not lying on a government form, he said. I'm not an expert on immigration law, Sarah. If anything goes wrong with his passport, I don't want it on me. He's British, I said slowly. Born here. You are British. I am British. We have the documents. What are you talking about? I've seen the news, he said, voice going flat. People getting deported after decades. Lost Windrush files, whatever they're called. I don't want Isa caught up if something changes. If they decide his citizenship isn't valid because you weren't born here, he said, they like he wasn't part of the same system that had stamped my passport, and your solution is to refuse to sign his renewal? I said, so he can't travel, ever? If he's properly British, he shouldn't need to go anywhere, he snapped. You're the one obsessed with back home. His grandmother is dying, I said. He has a right to meet her. He has a right to a secure future in this country, he said. Not to be dragged into your immigration mess. I hung up before I said anything that would get me struck off. For the first time since we'd split, I felt something hotter than sadness, rage. Not because he was ignorant, though he was. Not because he was cruel, though that too. Because he was using the same weapon the Home Office had wielded my whole childhood. Uncertainty. He knew exactly how deep that scar ran in me. He knew what it meant when a brown person hears, "Are you really British, though?" And he put that on his own son. I booked an appointment with an immigration solicitor the next day. Not because I didn't know the law. I did. I just wanted someone in a suit to say it out loud. "Your son is British by birth," the solicitor, a calm woman named Patel, said, barely glancing at the stack of documents I'd brought. Section 11 of the British Nationality Act 1981. Born in the UK to at least one parent who is a British citizen or settled. You're both citizens. He's fine, even though I was born abroad? I said, ridiculous even to my ears. Yes, she said firmly. Naturalized citizens are British. Full stop. There is no half about it. So he doesn't need his dad's signature to prove anything? I asked. For a standard child renewal, they like both parents' consent, she said. But in cases of separation or conflict, you can apply with one, with a covering letter and evidence. If he tries to block, that becomes a matter for family court, not the passport office. I left with a glossy leaflet about families and nationality law and a slow, coiled fury in my chest. I resubmitted the passport application online with only my details. Attached a 4-page letter citing the law, evidence of joint PR, and Adam's delightful annotated version as proof of obstruction. Then, because I had learned all my worst mistakes came from keeping quiet, I told my solicitor and my GP and my ward sister what was going on, not for gossip. For a record, 2 weeks later, the storm hit. I was coming off a night shift, bone-tired, scrub top sticky with someone else's blood, when my phone pinged with a message from a colleague, Anita Reg. Is this your ex? Screenshot. It was a Facebook post in a local parents group. One I wasn't in. Picture. A screenshot of my trust profile page. My professional headshot. Name and job title. Red circle around it, tabloid style. Caption. Anyone know this doctor? My son's British passport is being blocked by his own mother, a foreign-born doctor at hospital. She refuses to confirm he's actually British because she doesn't trust the system. I'm worried about discrimination against my boy in his own country. What can I do? The comments were exactly as bad as you'd imagine. That's shocking if true. Why are foreign doctors deciding who gets to be British? Report her to GMC. Sounds like parental alienation tbh. No one had my side. No one knew we were arguing because he wouldn't sign. He had flipped the narrative so neatly I almost admired it. The hospital comes department rang me before I'd even taken my shoes off. Dear Khan, we've seen a social media post mentioning you by name, the head of coms said, voice neutral. We're monitoring. Don't engage. Are you okay? I'm fine. I lied. He's my ex. He's upset. My consultant called next. Do you need to step off the shop floor today? She asked. If this blows up, it'll be distracting. I'm already off the shop floor, I said. On my sofa, eating toast and wondering if I should move to the moon. She snorted. We know your work, Sarah, she said. One Facebook post isn't going to erase that. But you should talk to occupational health. And maybe pals. Get ahead of it, pals. GMC. Words that, to a doctor, feel like the edge of a cliff. For 10 panicked minutes I imagined it. Him lodging a complaint. Some panel reading his twisted version of events. My carefully built life crumbling because I'd married badly at 27. Then my inbox pinged. Email from passport office. Your child's passport renewal has been approved. Document will be dispatched within 7 days. I laughed. Out loud. Alone, they didn't care. They looked at the law, the documents. The fact that I was British and his father was British and ticked the box. Facts. 1. Adam O.it took a surprising amount of the sting out of his crusade. Still, the damage was done. Mutual friends had seen the post. His family had seen it. My parents, who are not on Facebook but are definitely on WhatsApp, received the screenshot in 3 different groups within 24 hours. My mum rang me. Furious. "You think we came here so our grandson could be told he's not British?" she said. "Your father has walked around with that little blue book in his pocket since the day he got it. Showed it to every cousin on FaceTime. And this Gora boy thinks he can take it away?" She never calls anyone Gora boy. She'd liked Adam once. "We're not talking about passports," I said. "We're talking about control. He doesn't like that I have equal say now. This is just the sharpest stick in reach." My dad, in the background, shouted, "Tell him to come say it to my face. I'll show him citizen." It should have been funny. It wasn't. I did something I'd never done in my life. I booked an appointment with a family law barrister before there was a court hearing. I sat in a wood-paneled office while a woman in Sensible Flats read Adam's post. "The passport approval, my statement, this isn't about nationality," she said. "It's about him trying to paint you as others so he looks like the reasonable parent. He knows how scared I was as a kid," I said. "Every letter from the Home Office. Every horror story." He sat with me the night my parents took their citizenship test. "He knows." She nodded. "It's textbook," she said. "People weaponize whatever vulnerability they can see. Your background, your faith, your job. You cannot stop him doing that. What you can do is build a counter-narrative thicker than his." "What does that mean in English?" I asked. "It means document," she said. "Keep records of every time he obstructs something Isa needs using this excuse. Keep every email, every text. If he ever drags you to court saying you're alienating his son with talk of Pakistan, we present the truth. And judges, in my experience, can read." "And the hospital?" I asked. "Your employer cares about clinical practice and conduct," she said. "Unless you start ranting about blood purity on rounds or forging reports, this doesn't touch your GMC registration." I slept for the first time, and a week after that, summer came. Isa and I flew to Karachi. He loved it. The motorbikes, the colors, the toothachingly sweet mangoes. My grandmother cried so hard when she saw him that he hid behind my legs for 10 minutes, then climbed into her lap like he'd always known her. We FaceTimed Adam once from my grandparents' living room. Isa held the phone up. "Look, Daddy," he said. "I'm in Pakistan. Nani makes better curry than Mummy." Adam smiled tightly. "That's nice, mate," he said. "Don't forget you live in England, yeah? That's your real home." Isa frowned. "I have 2 homes," he said solemnly. "Mummy's home, and Daddy's home, and Nani's home." There it was. The reality a 4-year-old could hold that his father, in his 30s, could not. When we got back, tanned and jet-lagged, there was a letter on my doormat with a court stamp application. Under the Children Act 1989, Adam wanted a prohibited steps order to stop me taking Isa out of the country again, without first proving the child's British status and my full consent. My solicitor actually laughed when she read it. "He thinks he can get a judge to outlaw holidays?" she said. Interesting. It wasn't funny to me. It was terrifying. Court, Kafka's officers. The possibility of a judge agreeing with him that I was some kind of flight risk. In the hearing, sitting behind my barrister in an oak-walled room, everything shrank down to hard copy. Isa's birth certificate, my parents' naturalization, my British passport, Adam's, the passport office approval. The judge, a middle-aged white woman with tired eyes, flipped through the bundle with practice speed. "Mr. Hart," she said, "on what basis do you allege that the child is not British?" Adam shifted. "I'm not saying he's not," he said. "I'm saying I don't know. I don't want him taken somewhere he can't get back from. His mother has lawfully taken him abroad and returned." The judge said, "That's not evidence of abduction. That's a holiday." He opened his mouth. She held up a hand. "This court is not an annex of the Home Office," she said sharply. "We deal with welfare and arrangements, not imaginary nationality crises." My barrister slid in our own request that the child's passport be held by me for safekeeping, with reasonable notice to the father before travel.it was granted. Outside, in the echoing hall, Adam glared at me. "You're enjoying this," he hissed. "Playing the victim, using your brown card." I stared at him. "You are the one who tried to get a judge to say your son isn't fully British," I said quietly. "He will read that file one day. He will know." His face flickered, just for a second. Then he walked off. Work never stopped through all this, because the NHS doesn't care if your ex is an amateur xenophobe with a Facebook login. I still did word rounds. I still broke bad news. I still held the hands of dying grandmothers and reassured their families. One afternoon, I took a history from an elderly Jamaican man with Copt. His daughter, tired but sharp, sat by the bed. "You sound like you've done this before," she said. After I explained the inhaler regime, "I've had a lot of practice," I said. "At home and at work." She looked at my name badge. "I've seen your name online," she said suddenly. "Are you the doctor that bloke was ranting about? The one who supposedly wouldn't let him get his kid a passport?" My chest tightened. "I am the doctor his ex-husband used as a scapegoat on Facebook when the passport office ignored him," I said. "Yes," she snorted. "He's an idiot," she said. "We get that sort of thing in my job all the time. People shouting I'm British, like it's a personality trait." Meanwhile, the Windrush lot had their papers burned. She shook her head. "You keep doing what you're doing, love," she said. "Some of us know what side we're on." I went back to the doctor's office, sat down, and for the first time didn't immediately open my email. Instead, I opened a new document and wrote out the story. Not in medical babble, in ordinary words. For myself, for Isa, because one day, he will Google his own name.